Today I want to discuss the reasons why a lot of people disliked Whole Lotta Red by Playboi Carti when it dropped back in 2020. This video is structured into 3 segments. First, I'll talk about the public's general album conception on the first release week, then the reasons for that conception, and finally my personal conclusion. So let's jump right into it. Christmas Day 2020 was special in many ways, as some kids got their favorite gifts and others got blessed by an album release from their favorite rapper. I remember waking up on the 25th and the first thing I did was listening to Whole Lotta Red. I personally really enjoyed my first listen, as I liked the aggressive instrumentals from the first half and the more laid back, die-lit type songs on the second half. But the album experience was not that enjoyable for many rap listeners. The first week after it released, this album got dragged to the mud so hard as fans were very frustrated that they waited 2.5 years for a project that they don't even like and feels so experimental. And today I will try to understand why those people disliked Whole Lotta Red at first and why the general conception on the album changed over time. First of all, I believe that the album structure threw a lot of listeners off because it instantly started with the highly energetic and aggressive Rockstar Mate. If we compare this to Die Lit, I feel like Long Time was a better introduction track. And in my opinion, Over would have been a great opener for the album. Next to that, we need to talk about the state of the rap game when Whole Lotta Red dropped. If you look at the mainstream rap scene in late 2020, you will remember that artists like Lil Baby and Lil Durk dominated the charts with their classic Atlanta and Chicago trap sound. The mainstream was used to simple melodies, upbeat instrumentals and overall just comfortable and convenient rap music. But Whole Lotta Red obviously was nothing like that. It was a very experimental album due to its aggressive and ethereal nature. It used heavy 808s and synths that most rap listeners didn't even know existed at the time, and the album was not at all compatible with the other mainstream projects from that time period. In addition, Carti's vocals and ad-libs were very grungy, and he was either mumbling or screeching on most of the tracks, like on Teen X or Metamorphosis. Therefore, it is fair to say that Whole Lotta Red was so different from all the other releases that year that people were overwhelmed by it and just dismissed the album as trash, even though it wasn't. Also, the album's sound was very unique and introduced the majority of fans to the rage subgenre. And when you discover a new genre for the first time, chances are high you'll need some time before you actually appreciate it. Music sometimes grows on people as they need more time to understand its art. And I believe that Whole Lotta Red by Carti or Yeezus by Kanye are perfect examples for that. Next to that, people just had the wrong expectations for this album in my opinion. Most listeners expected a more classic album sound like from the Cash Carti or Die Lit era. And the fans who listened to all the leaks beforehand had, in their minds, a very clear image of the album's sonority before it dropped and were very surprised about its new and experimental sound when the album actually dropped. Basically, the fans expected what today is known as Whole Lotta Red V1 in the Carti community. The Carti connoisseurs of course recognized Place and New Neon from the leaks, but the rest of the album caught everybody off guard. Another thing that plays into the high expectations is that we waited way too long for this project to come out. Carti kept us starving for 2.5 years before releasing Whole Lotta Red, despite the fact that he initially announced the album in August of 2018. Therefore, this generated too much artificial hype around the project and there was no way that people's expectations could be satisfied that way. This album was bound to be controversial from the beginning. As a conclusion, many rap listeners hated on Whole Lotta Red because it was way too experimental, new school and chaotic for them. Also, the Carti fans got caught off guard because almost none of the known leaks were included on the final album, not even the song Whole Lotta Red with Smokey Margella and Mad Max. But the general conception of the album changed over time, and today Whole Lotta Red is well appreciated and even a major inspiration source for many underground newcomers. And I am glad that people now genuinely enjoy the album as it features some future classics for alternative trap in my opinion. Okay, that was all I wanted to talk about in this video, and with that being said, thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next video, leave a like and comment which artists I should cover next. Cheers!